Yeah, it's just too many things don't add up. It's like, first they say it's a bunch of teenagers rioting, right? And then they say that they're setting off fireworks, and then somebody might have thought that it was a shooting, right? And then so it's like, even if it was, it wouldn't be 80 freaking cop cars, and like some of those cop cars have 2 cops in them, right? So it's probably like over 100 police officers on the ground. Like, there's no way that was for arresting 4 teenagers. You know, it's just, it's too unbelievable. And so that's why there's no, city mayor coming up publicly saying, oh, this happened, because it's like, it doesn't matter how much the citizens blow up the public media, right? Like, it's just because they have nothing good to say. Like, what are they gonna say? Like, oh, there's a bomb threat, so we called in all of Miami's police to go to where the bomb is. Like, what? Like, it's just, nothing you could say would make sense to why there would be 80 fucking cop cars. And then, and if there is video of a portal opening, right, it's, that must mean then we've crossed that line, right? Like, I mean, in the book of Revelation, it says that God gives an angel a key to open the bottomless pit, right? And then the king that resides over all the creatures that live in the bottomless pit rises up out of it, right? And all the locusts are controlled by the king locust, right? So like I remember back in, I don't know what year it was, like 2015, I think, and CERN was doing testing, and they actually had like photographs, like slides that they were showing in this video, the scientists at CERN, showing that they could photograph a secondary world, like a world within a world, right? Like they went outside on their campus there, right? And started taking photographs, and they could see stairways and buildings leading up to nothing, like just there in the space.
Wow.
Right? Like out in the backyard of their buildings and stuff. So like, it makes me wonder, like, is that what that means, right? Is it actually the bottomless pit that God's referring to? Is that like another dimension, like CERN opening another dimension?
Yeah.
And then it, like, because it's, a scientific, it's a satanic device, it's not gonna, work properly. It's gonna just randomly open portals all over the world, right? Because, I mean, when it says that he gives an angel the key to the bottomless pit, that means that it's locked, right? Yeah. And it's like, I highly doubt that God's referring to the bottomless pit that's in Dudale, right? Like in Antarctica, where all the fallen ones are in prison there, like the giant bodies. Because that's different. Like, that is a bottomless pit, but that was reserved for those angels to be tied up there, right? Like, I don't think it's the same place.
Right.
Because it says nothing about locusts being released from there, right? It's just in the book of Enoch, it only says that the angels will go back to the pit where Azazel and his hosts are buried, then take them back out, drag them all the way to in the day of judgment to throw them in the hellfire, right? The lake of fire. That's a different place. So it's like, I think that there's multiple places like this. There's a physical place where there's no ground and there's no sky, just like it says, and that's Antarctica, where the giant face of Azazel is. You can see it, right? then there's the bottomless pit that Apollyon or Abaddon resides in, right? And I think that is another dimension, because when you think about the I think it was called the Philadelphia experiment, where this guy was receiving telepathic messages from an unknown source, and it was telling him to make a blueprint for I think it was a digital camouflage device using radio frequencies, right? And he had to build this device out of a bunch of different smaller radios, pretty much, and make a giant radio and put it in the middle of a ship, and it supposedly would vibrate in such a way that it would create a pretty much see-through cloaking device, like a stealth. Yeah. So they tried it out, and this is like the 1950s or 60s, and it teleported the fucking ship with all the people on it. I mean a big ship, like, you know, an SS whatever.
Yeah.
And moved it from, I think somewhere in Philadelphia all the way to Florida in like 6 minutes.
Whoa.
But in the 6 minutes, I think there was 2 guys that survived out of like 20 or something. I can't really remember the story correctly, but the dude said that there was insects, like man-sized insects with weapons, and they were attacking them, and there was like they were there in this weird-looking wormhole type thing. The ship was going through it, and they couldn't leave the ship, and these things kept coming on the ship, attacking them. But they were only gone 6 minutes in our time. So that makes me think that is the bottomless pit, right? It's just another dimension, another frequency range of reality, right?